Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to bookoplathon. I decided that I'm going to vlog, probably a weekly vlog this month for bookoplathon. It is September 7th, so this is the start of my vlog, and I can finally start my bookoplathon TBR because for the first week of September I was filming a TBR takedown video, so I read 3 books for that video, so go ahead and watch that if you haven't already. It is the first video in that series that I'm doing to hopefully minimize the physical books that I own. But yes, bookoplathon has started. I am excited for my TBR, and I did actually start one of my books yesterday. So usually if I'm like kind of in a rut with reading, if I DNF several books back to back, what I want to pick up is like a thriller or a horror, something that's really going to get me going. So I decided to pick up The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. This one we followed a married couple, and they've been married for a while. They both work at the hospital, but all they really want is a child, and unfortunately they are unable to have a child. And so one day this toddler comes into the hospital and she has been very badly abused. And so we kind of follow that story. Right now that I'm reading, she's in the hospital, and from the synopsis this couple actually ends up taking her into their home and some crazy things go down. I believe this is a creepy child story, which I'm very excited because I love that trope, but I've never read a book about it, so this will be my first creepy child book, so I'm really excited about it. But let me see what like category it's for. Prompt is for, I guess is the correct term. Okay, so The Perfect Child is for favorite genre, which I said is like a thriller, horror, like one of those. Love it. Very excited. I am 14% in, so we're still in the hospital at this point, but I know where things are heading, so I'm excited to see how creepy it gets. I've heard really good things about this book. But yeah, so I'll just update you as I'm reading, as I go, and if I happen to finish my TBR throughout bookoplathon, I'll probably do a roll as you go type of thing. But yes, let's get started. Okay, so I just got home from work and I managed to get to 73% in The Perfect Child, and this is kind of crazy. So it was a little different than I'm expecting because a lot of the creepy child aspect is a lot of manipulation and just kind of slowly losing your mind over the fact that this 6-year-old is kind of not well and people not believing you. Also, the husband, not really liking him, don't really like him, but the wife, like, I'm totally on her side. Like, Team Hannah, I believe everything she says and I feel so bad for her. But yes, definitely crazy, but there's still a little bit left, and I have a feeling there's gonna be like a big reveal or a big twist or something's gonna happen, because throughout some of the chapters there is an interview interspersed between a police officer and the social worker for this child's case, and we know that something has happened. We don't know what has happened, we don't know how it's happened, we don't know like if anyone's dead, we don't know like who's hurt, anything like that. We just know that something happened, and so the social worker is being interviewed about the family and the child. So I know that there's going to be a big reveal, and I'm really excited to see what it is. But yes, it's going good so far. I'm really enjoying it, but unfortunately my Kindle is dying, so I need to charge it before I can finish it. I have like 100 pages left, according to like the ebook version. But yes, I am planning on finishing it tonight, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to read after that. But yeah, hopefully things get even crazier and wild because I'm just waiting for something big. Good morning. It is now Thursday, September 8th, and I'm about to go to work. It's like 7:30 in the morning, but I wanted to let you know that last night I finished The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry, and this was a lot. Like, I really enjoyed it. The writing style is very basic, but I love basic writing, so I'm definitely interested in reading more from Lucinda Berry. I was already interested in her, but now that I've actually read her, I'm definitely more interested. So this does go to like some dark places. I kind of expected a little bit more though. This really does bring a lot of emotion out in you though. For me specifically, I felt a lot of anger and annoyance at certain characters. Like I said before, Team Hannah, throughout the entire book, Team Hannah. Like, she is in the right. I don't care what anyone says. I really was annoyed by her husband, Christopher. I just don't understand his side. And I don't know if that makes me a bad person, so let me know if you've read this and like which side you're kind of on. I haven't really heard people talk about like different sides, but for me reading this, I fully believed Hannah, and it was so hard for me to see where Christopher was coming from. Some of the reveals at the end I like expected, but I don't think they were supposed to be like reveals. It was only like a matter of time before like everybody found out, you know. I was really sad with something that happened, and I wish that somebody else had, you know, but I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars, and I can't wait to read more from this author. But yes, I'm going to work today, and so my plan is to pick up A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer. This is for the prompt to read a book that has a pattern on the cover, or the title covers most of the page, or the title covers most of the cover. And as you can see, the whole title's like the entire cover. So this one I'm also doing for Buzzwordathon because it has the word dark in the title. So I know that this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I believe this is a trilogy. This is a young adult fantasy, and it has like 450 pages or something. So it is a little bit longer, but I just sat down and I read the first chapter. So I only read like 4 pages, and oh my goodness, I am so intrigued. I cannot wait to see where this goes. I'm just like, I finished the chapter and I was like, oh my goodness. I feel like I'm gonna love this. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can hear my dog like snoring back here, but they're both right there. Remus and Cliff. But yes, I am very excited to read this. I'm hoping to get at least 100 pages in today, and we will see, but I will update you after work when I have read something. Alright, so I just got back from work and I have an update for you. So I am this far through A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I got to read 154 pages today, and I am loving it. So in this book, if you haven't heard before, it is actually told in 2 perspectives. So we have Wren and we have Harper. Now Wren is a prince of a kingdom, and Harper is a girl from DC, and her dad has severe debt, and these loan sharks are always after them. So her brother actually has to go on all these dangerous trips to like satisfy the loan sharks and get stuff done. Don't really know what he does. But one night she is waiting for her brother to come back from one of these dangerous trips, and she sees a man trying to kidnap a girl, and she's like, that is not going to happen. So she goes after him with a crowbar, and turns out she gets whisked away, and she is now the one that is kidnapped, and she gets taken to Prince Wren's kingdom. Now, Wren is actually cursed to live the same season of his life over and over again until someone falls in love with him, and that'll break the curse. So I am loving this so far. Harper also has cerebral palsy, which I think is really cool representation. It's not something I have really seen in a book, especially in a fantasy book. I love both Wren and Harper so much, and I love their dynamic and their banter. I am just like a sucker for cliche fantasy. I have said so many times in my recent videos that I am not a fantasy girl, but I think that I am a YA fantasy girl, like a cliche YA fantasy. None of this stuff that's like, oh, it reads like adult. No, I want the cliches. There was one line in here, let me try to find it because I put it on my Instagram story and I was like, this is it. And it is such a cliche line, but I loved it. Okay, so this is the cliche part that I absolutely love. It says, Wren, she calls after me. I pause in the doorway and face her. I'm not going to fall in love with you, she says. Her words are not a surprise. I sigh. You won't be the first. Love it. So I'm having a great time with that, and it is so easy to read. It flies by so easily, and I'm reading it so quickly. So hopefully it continues to be good, and I can pick up the rest of the series and love it as well. I do want to mention that today Queen Elizabeth II passed away, and I am very saddened by that. Obviously I'm an American, so like she's not my queen or whatever, but I recognize the stuff that she's done, what she's lived through. Like, I loved her, like my whole life. I've been like, Queen Elizabeth, like that's my girl. So I'm just really sad, but in honor of her, I got a Waterstones package in the mail today. Didn't even know that was happening, but I'm gonna open it for you. Alright, so here's my Waterstones package. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I just didn't think that it was gonna come because I ordered this when I pre-ordered something as well, so I thought they were all just gonna come together, but we'll see. Alright, let's see. The tab worked successfully, and in my box, it's going to be very difficult to get out, of course. Alright, here it is. Dun, dun, dun. We have The Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King. So these are the new Hoffer and Stoughton editions, and when you line them all up, the spines are all different colors. And so every time a new set is released, I try to get all the set. I have so many of them, but the new set collection that just came out, I have yet to get them. So this is my first one in that set collection. Can't tell you anything what it's about. Don't know. It's Stephen King. I'm buying all of his books, and I'm reading them in publication order. So don't know when this one came out, but it's stunning. I love these editions so much. Alright, so that is it for this update right now. I will update you when something exciting has happened in the book, or I finish it, or something else happens. Good morning, it is Friday, September 9th, and I don't work today, but I am about to go get my hair cut. So I'm gonna cut a few inches off. What you don't know about me since I started this channel is I used to have extremely long hair, like past my butt. Like, I've always had long hair. Last year I chopped it all off, and now I'm probably never going back. I love my short hair, and so even when it gets to this length now, I'm like, I need to get it cut, and it's just such a different thing for me. But I'm gonna go do that. I did read a little bit more last night, so I'm on page 200, and I'm still loving it. I'm having a great time. I'm loving these characters, and I can't wait to see what happens, especially with the curse. What's gonna happen? I don't know. But yes, I'll update you when I get my hair cut, and then we will read some more today. All right, I am back, and I cut like, I think 3 inches off. I'm really excited because if you don't know, I am a runner, and so my hair was getting to the point where while I was running, it was just really annoying. I live in South Texas, so it would get really sweaty, but now that it's shorter, it's not gonna touch my neck when I put it up, and so it's just gonna be so much better, especially since half marathon training officially starts next week. I'm so excited. But while I was out, I actually went to the library, and I signed up for a library card, and I'm really excited about it. I do have like an online library card through a library in like Boston, I think. But this one is my local library. It's not in my town. I'm in a very small town, so we don't even have a library, but it's in another town that covers like my county. So I went and did that, and I'm gonna look up on like the online stuff and see, and I perused some of the shelves, but I was like, I don't need to get anything because I have my Bookopoly TBR. So I still haven't read yet, but I'm gonna sit down a little bit and read some, and I'm really excited to get back into A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Good morning, it is Saturday, September 10th, and you'll have to excuse this lighting if it looks a little weird. It is 6 in the morning, the sun isn't even up yet, but I wanted to update you on what I was able to read yesterday. I didn't read as much as I wanted to because I took a 2-hour nap on accident. Don't you hate when that happens? But yes, I made it to page like 300 in A Curse So Dark and Lonely, so I read like 105 more pages yesterday, which was really good. Anytime I read over 100 pages in a day, like, I'm pleased. But yeah, I know that I can read this so quickly, but today, since I'm up before the sun, we are going to a cross-country meet. And I take photos at the cross-country meet. My sister runs, my dad's the coach. It's a whole like event on Saturdays. So when I come home, I shower and edit the pictures. So I don't know how much I'll be able to read today. I do read every single day. Last year I started a challenge where I read at least a chapter every single day, and my reading increased exponentially, and I have carried that into this year. So I will definitely be reading today. It just might not be 100 pages. But yes, I also did my hair in little braids. They're so cute. But I have to go to this cross-country meet. I'm very excited. I love cross-country. I love running. It's so much fun. But yeah, I guess I'll update you later, but I probably won't talk until tomorrow because I'm gonna be really tired. Good morning. It is Sunday, September 11th, and I have an update for you. So yesterday after the cross-country meet, I came home, edited all my pictures, and I was like, let me just get my little reading in for today. And I told you I probably wasn't gonna read a lot, but I ended up finishing A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I finished it. I didn't think I was going to, but I couldn't stop. I love this book so much. My feelings pretty much over the course of it haven't changed from what I've told you. Ren and Harper I really, really love. And then the commander, like the Prince's Guard, Gray, I also really love him. He gives very much Kale vibes from Throne of Glass, and I heard that the sequel follows Gray, and so I'm really excited because I love him, although I'm gonna miss Ren and Harper. But yes, whereas in the Throne of Glass series, Kale's the only character I like. I love all the characters in this. I love like the Beauty and the Beast aspect, but like Harper isn't like your typical like princess beauty. Like, she is strong, she is powerful, she's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like she doesn't let anyone tell her that she can't do things, especially because she does have cerebral palsy. She's like, no, like, I can still do this. Like, don't make me out to be weak because I'm not. And I just love her so much. I just really love this. I love the world. It was great. What more can I say? 5 stars. Loved it. And I really want to pick up the next 2 right now because they're also available from my library right now. But Bookopoly, I have to read my TBR, so I'll get back to that hopefully soon. So I am like thriving in September right now. Every book I have completed has been 4 or 5 stars, and so far, I mean, I've only completed 3 books this month, but it is my highest rated month, and so I'm trying to keep that going. But I don't have high hopes for this next one, and that is The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I'm gonna pick this one up just so I can like be done with it. That sounds so bad, but it is shorter, so hopefully I can read it quickly. I don't know what this one's about, but it is the first book in the Detective Poirot series, or novels, for this character that Agatha Christie has. I've read one Agatha Christie before, back in 2017. I read At Bertram's Hotel, and I didn't have a good time, didn't enjoy it. So I'm hoping if I start from like the first book of Poirot, that I'll like grow to like it, and maybe now that I'm a little bit older, I will like her writing better, but I don't really know. So hopefully that one works out well, and maybe I can finish it today. We'll see. Also, no, I'm not ill. I'm just not wearing makeup or doing my hair. This is what I look like. Also, the whole bleached eyebrow trend, your girl doesn't even have to try. Like, this is... I'm trendy just from birth. Okay? But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this, and we'll see how far I can get into it. Hopefully I like it. I mean, I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous this is going to be my downfall this month, but we'll see. And then if I can get through that today, then I can pick up another book. And, like, we're rolling on this Bookopoly TBR, so I have 3 books left for my Bookopoly TBR. No, 4 books? I don't know, because I think I did 6 rolls, and I've only completed 2. So maybe 4 books. We'll see. Alright, hi, good morning. It is Monday, September 12th. And I'm about to leave for work, but I wanted to let you know that yesterday I did manage to finish The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. I never really talked about what this is about because a lot of her books are pretty similar in their synopsis, but this takes place at an estate called Styles, and we follow Arthur Hastings, and he is staying at this estate with a few of his friends that live there. There's several people that live in this house, and of course one of them ends up murdered. So Hastings calls upon his good old friend Detective Poirot to come and investigate. So this is my second Agatha Christie, and I will say I enjoyed this one more than my first experience, but I still didn't have the best time. Agatha Christie has so many characters in her book that, like, it gets to a point where I'm like, I'm just not gonna know who's who. Like, I just have to get past that. I'm not gonna know any of these characters, how they're connected, who's married to who. I almost felt like I needed a character map, but I was worried to look it up because I didn't want to be spoiled. But yeah, it's just so hard to keep track of everyone because there are so many people introduced. Her books are also extremely dialogue heavy. Most of the page, if not all of it, is dialogue, and there's rarely any description about the scene, the setting, what's going on. There would be times where they would be like in a courtroom and I had no idea because there was no description. It just went right into the dialogue. So yeah, also the murder, like the twist reveal, like, did not care. Like, I felt like it was like, duh, obviously. And I just kind of realized that I don't like books where something happens and then there's an entire chapter explaining that thing that happened. Because, like, in Agatha Christie's books, they reveal the murderer and then the detective explains how he came to that conclusion. And I'm like, okay, but you didn't leave us enough clues to kind of be the detective as well. So, I give this one 2 stars. Wasn't great. So there's that. But today I am going to continue reading, because I did start it yesterday, Eternally Yours, which is a paranormal romance anthology collection. There are several short stories in here, and I did read the first one. So the first one was called Ghoul Meet Cute, something like that. It's by Kendara Blake, and I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I had never read a story involving a ghoul before, so I don't know a lot about ghouls, but they're basically like the undead, but they're not vampires, they're not ghosts. They're kind of like zombies, I guess, but not like, zombie, you know? They look like humans, but they also eat dead bodies. Okay, anyway, I thought it was really cute. It was very short, but yeah, it wasn't much to it just because of how short it was, but I thought it was cute, and I definitely want to read more, like, ghoul stories, so if there's any, especially, like, horror ghoul stories, I think that would be fun. But I'm going to continue reading that today, so I'm going to go to work, and I will update you. Also, my half marathon training plan officially starts today, but it is a rest day, so I start on a rest day. But I think I'm gonna vlog my, like, training. So my half marathon is in December, so I think I'm actually gonna vlog, like, my half marathon training. Don't think anyone will watch. It'll mainly just be, like, for me, because I think it'll be fun. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to work, and I'll see you later. Alright, look, it's Kippy. Hello everyone, this is Cliff. Oh, thank you for the kissy. This is my little baby. We have 2 Boston Terriers and they are the best. So I just got back from work and I am at 50% through Eternally Yours. So let me update you on like some of those stories I've read so far. So I told you about Undead Ghoul Meet Cute, so I don't need to go over that one. The next one was 1,000 More by Chloe Gong. I haven't read anything from Chloe Gong. I give this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, and this one dealt with reincarnation. It was really cute, and I liked how Chinese history was like interwoven with it. And then Who Will Save Me by Julian Winters. I give this one 3 stars. It was about angels, and I don't think angels are really my thing, because the next story, In the Eyes of the Angels, or In the Eyes of Angels by Alexis Henderson, I gave 2 stars. This was also angels, but this one was like, they weren't like beautiful angels. Like the angel they were talking about had like thousands of eyes all over its body. No thank you. The one after that was My Demon Prince Charming by Sanya Manan, and I gave that one 3 stars, and I put, this didn't really tickle my fancy. This one was about a demon, and he was really hot, and it was cute, but like, I didn't feel anything special about it, you know? And then I read Katrine and Rowan's Exit Interview by Sarah Gailey, and I gave this one 2 stars. I was very confused about this story and what kind of creature this was, because it was like never explained what it was. There was some kind of magic involved, so, and it was like on an island and there was a shipwreck, so I'm thinking like a sea witch type of thing. But I think that this would be a really cool story as a full-length novel, but there was like no background to it, so I was very confused. And then I'm currently in the middle of the next story, and I am loving it so far. It might be my favorite story, but I will wait until I read it. But that is my update for right now. I think I'm going to start my half marathon training vlog and my TikToks. I've been doing running TikToks for like the past month, so go and follow me on TikTok. It's just vampirekeeley if you want to know what I'm running every day. But yeah, that is it. I don't know if I'm going to read any more today. But yeah, hopefully I finish Eternally Yours tomorrow and then I will start my next book, but we'll see. Alright, so it is Tuesday, September 13th, and I finished Eternally Yours today. So I have quite a few stories to catch up on, so I'm going to go through these really quickly. So the last one I believe I was in the middle of, it was Brideheart by Marie Rudkowski, and this creature was a Brideheart, which is something I had never heard of before, and I'm not going to explain it just in case you read this story, because I feel like it was really cool to figure it out. I gave this one 5 stars, and I believe this story was the most horror out of all of them, and I loved the horror vibes it gave off. And then If You Give an Asura a Cookie by Akshaya Raman, I also give this one 5 stars. This had the trope of meeting once a year, and I love that trope. And the creature in this was an Asura. And then Kiss the Boy by Adib Khorram, I also gave 5 stars. I need a full-length novel of this. It involved merpeople. I really loved it. And then Piano Sonata number 13 by Kaylin Bayron, I also gave 5 stars. So this one had like cursed music, which was really, really cool, and also leaned more towards the horror side. And it was like a moral dilemma, like, is killing bad people still wrong, even if they're bad people? And then we had Once Upon a Time in Charleston by Melissa De La Cruz. I gave this one 4 stars. It had cute coffee shop vibes. This is a Blue Bloods short story, which is her vampire series, which I haven't read, so I wonder if like that would have made the short story even better. Still give it 4 stars. Loved it. And then Pierce My Soul by Kat Cho. 5 stars. Finally, another vampire story that I just really, really loved. I loved Kat Cho's writing. I have loved her books that I read from her before, so I was really excited to read her, and she did not disappoint. And then we have Banes and Blessings by Hafsa Faisal. I give this one 4 stars. The creature in this was a Kandisa, which is a Moroccan mythological creature, which I had never heard of, and it's kind of like a siren type of thing. Once again, 4 stars. Love that one. And then Bloody Lovely by Casey McQuiston. I had never read anything by them before, and I really liked this one. This was a Bloody Mary story. The only reason it wasn't 5 stars is because it kind of ends on a trope that I don't particularly like. And then the last one was La Bruja y la Sirena by Anna Marie Miclemore. That was a mouthful because it's like her full name. And then I gave it 2 stars. Unfortunately, this one, the writing just didn't get on well with me, and I really didn't understand it. I believe this one was about a sea witch. So averaging all of those ratings together comes out to a 3.8 star, which I feel like is pretty good for an anthology, and I had a lot of 5-star stories in this. I also feel like a lot of short story collections that I read always average out to 3.8 stars. But let's like pick out my favorite stories. So I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Brideheart by Marie Rudkowski because that was the first 5-star and it was so like horror and I just really loved it. Kiss the Boy by Adib Khorram, that was the merpeople one. Oh, so good. I just need a full book. That one was so good. I really cannot narrow this down. And then I'm gonna have to go third one, Piano Sonata number 13. The cursed music thing was really cool and more horror vibes. Really loved it. But there were so many great ones in this, and this anthology was very diverse. Not just the stories, but the authors themselves. There were so many different ethnicities, sexualities, like just different genders, like all that stuff. It was really, really great. And everything was so different, and all of the creatures were so unique. Like, most of them I had never even heard of, and I thought that was really, really cool. So, before I wrap this video up and start my next bookoplathon vlog tomorrow, I have an unboxing for you. And I know what's in this, because it's for Bookopoly. It's my next book that I'm going to read. I'm trying to figure out how to open this because I cannot find a pull tab on this. So we're just going to kind of like rip into it and see what happens. Well, that did not work. Pull to open. Oh, okay, so I'm pulling this. Let's just see what happens. This is not going well. This is not going well at all. So we're just going to tear this open. Give me a moment. All right, I got the box open, and the book is All My Rage by Saba Tahir. I believe this is the next book that I'm going to pick up for Bookopoly. This goes for highest rated, so I'm really excited. I don't know anything about it. Oh, that's cool. Her initials like are on the book. But I love Saba Tahir, and I've heard that this one like is really heart-wrenching. And this one was like $9. Hardcover. Came out this year. $9 on Amazon. We love to see it. Alright, so wrapping up this vlog really quickly, I had a great reading week. I believe I started with The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. I gave that one 4 stars. I loved it, but I was hoping for a little bit more. And then, oh, and that one counted for favorite genre, which is like a thriller or horror. And then I went ahead and I read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This was for the prompt pattern or text on the cover, and the text is the whole cover. I also read this for the Buzzwordathon for the word dark in the title. Love this one. I gave it 5 stars. And then I read for the prompt published or set in 1999 or before, I read The Mysterious Affair at Styles by Agatha Christie. This was published, I believe, in like 1920. Didn't really have a great time. Gave it 2 stars. And then, of course, Eternally Yours, which was for the prompt autumn, because it's very autumn. Paranormal romance. The cover is beautiful, by the way. Autumn. And that one was a 3.8 average, but I'm going to round it up to 4 stars on Goodreads. But I think that is it for this video. Sorry if this last clip was chaotic. I restarted it, like, I'm not kidding, 17 times. Like, I could not get it going. But yes, let me know if you have made it this far in the video. Go ahead and leave the dice emoji. We're gonna do that for all of the Bookoplathon vlogs. Leave the dice emoji if you are still here. Let me know if you are participating in this readathon, and if you are doing vlogs as well, I would love to know. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, all my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, I just realized I forgot to show you my pants. Look!